Hello there, dear listener, and welcome to this week's pubisode. This week, Mike and I are joined by Anna and Lisa from Scarlet Envelope. Come and join us at the Time Warp Club, where we'll discuss the merits of Welsh rock bands, talk about the difficulty in using time loops, chat with Anna and Lisa about how Scarlet Envelope came about, and discuss the finer points of Arson in solving escape rooms. So here we are, sitting in the Time Warp Club, where the bar is just a jump to the left and the toilets are a step to the right. The layout of this place is really badly planned. Taking a quick break after our escape from the time loop study full of British colonialism references for some reason, to have a drink and chat about the room what we just did. But first, it's my round. So who's drinking what?
I'm Riggedy Diggity Mike Collins, and I am drinking an Airstone. It's a single malt whiskey. It's very smoky and very smooth. It's not quite Ardmore, but it's very, very nice. And I've got it just with a single cube of ice, and I'm really enjoying it. It's scrumptious, stinks of peat, and it's just, it's lovely.
Who's Pete?
He's the guy who sold me the whiskey. He says he brews it in he uses like a old pants, like a tea strainer. That's what makes it so smoky and musky.
I mean, was the whiskey like your intended drink for this evening, or did you get influenced by the fact that whiskey magically appeared in last week's episode?
It was not the intended drink. You talked about whiskey. You talked about a half bottle of whiskey, and I thought, I've got a half bottle of whiskey. I was going to have a lovely light beer this evening.
See how immersive that room was, that I even described things that you owned in your house as props?
Yeah, it's because you've been to my house, Jamie, and you've drunk my whiskey.
No, I avoided the whiskey, but I did drink the beer, the cider, and the mead.
You drank a prodigious amount of... Jamie is... Jamie has a quite frightening capacity for alcohol that's spectacular, just for the Welsh, really. What
are you drinking, Anna?
I am drinking a tea, unfortunately. But the fun fact about this tea is that it's called champagne splashes of champagne, something like that. Yeah, it's a Ukrainian blend. It's actually really interesting. I highly doubt that it's got any champagne in it, but it's because honestly, it's just super flavorful and kind of smells like strawberry. I also had some blue petals in it, really fancy. So I am quite enjoying the cup.
How about you, Lisa?
I'm drinking the best beverage ever. It's the tea that someone else did and you stole it from them. So you didn't have to do a thing to get it.
Yeah.
It is a lukewarm and it has almost no taste because it's been about a couple hours since it's been brewed.
There was a crime committed during the break and she stole half of my cup and just poured it in her cup. And I guess it just tastes better, right? Doesn't it?
The secret ingredient is crime. That's what makes it taste better.
Yep, for sure.
And I'm Jamie, and I'm drinking a new drink that I got for my birthday recently. It's a mead called Waking the Demon that I got purely based on the label on the bottle, which has got this sort of fancy-looking horned skull.
Oh, yes.
Nice.
But I didn't realise that it was It does, yeah. I didn't realise until after I got that it was a collaboration between the mead company and a Welsh screamo band called Bullet for My Valentine.
What?
Yeah, they did a collaboration to make mead, which doesn't strike me as a natural pairing. You think mead, you think Vikings, and that. There's plenty of bands that have that kind of genre of music, but Bullet for My Valentine are very much not the demographic for mead drinking and quaffing and Viking and feasting and stuff, but it is delicious.
I'm here just still shocked that Bullet for My Valentine's are Welsh.
Yeah, I didn't know.
Yeah, they are. They're one of our few positive exports that have made it globally.
There are so many like good Welsh like bands though, because you've got Bullet. Was it not Story of the Year? Was Catfish and the Bottlemen Welsh?
I don't know. I've heard those words, but not in that order before.
It's like a load of really good like Welsh. Oh my god, Catfish and the Bottlemen's fantastic.
Oh, I'll give it a listen. There's a fairly more recent band called Those Damn Crows that are Welsh, and they are phenomenal. I saw them live a few months back.
We have a great band that is local. It's called
have you heard of them?
Yeah.
They're called Nickelback.
No, they are great.
Yeah, Nickelback do not deserve the hate. I like Nickelback.
Yeah.
Genuinely, she's such a hater. I love Nickelback and I've always loved them. And when we moved here to Canada, I was shocked that people make fun of them. Like,
Oh,
so
no.
hardcore. Yeah, it's a love-hate relationship for Canadians with Nickelback.
Aw.
But I believe that everybody hates Nickelback. But when the song starts, everybody starts singing.
Yeah.
So.
It's official. The Infinite Escape Room podcast is a definite Nickelback fan.
Yeah, I don't agree.
The door is right there.
Yeah, Jamie, I don't want to worry you, but I literally just watched our listener count drop.
Before we go into the next bit, spoiler warning for the previous episode. If you've not listened to that, please stop this episode immediately. Go back and listen to that. Or not. I can't tell you what to do. And as a quick recap to what happened last week, our intrepid puzzlers found themselves locked in a time loop. And no matter what they did, whenever they left the room, the time loop would reset. For some reason, it was bedecked with lots of imperialist imagery, for some fucking reason. And through some deft manipulation of the time stream continuum, they managed to escape with a good 7 minutes to spare. So, well done, team. You did fantastically.
Yay. What
We're
was
great.
the inspiration?
Such a bittersweet victory.
But Jamie, what was the inspiration behind making the time loop game? That's difficult mechanics to implement, actually.
It's a rare thing that when it happens, but it was genuinely one of those ones that I woke up at 2 a.m. and that was the first thing that popped in. Oh shit, I got to write this down, because I was in the middle of writing a very British Halloween themed room. I say in the middle of it, I barely got past the initial concept, where it was a beloved children's TV show and a guy was possessed by his own mullet. I didn't get much further than that. But then it was 2 a.m. I thought, oh shit, what if they were in a time loop? And then it sort of spiraled from there. Yeah, I don't understand that. Never eat cheese before bed, because this is the kind of stuff that happens. But I like time travel films and things that mess with time in general, like movies and video games. And I started putting the seeds together for it. And then a few weeks back when we did the Infinite Escape Room RPG special, one of the core mechanics of the game that we played was all about time manipulation. And I thought, oh shit, I'm gonna end up doing a duplicate of this thing. But luckily, I think changed it enough. So that rather than you were manipulating time constantly, there was that loop as the main mechanic.
Mm-hmm. No, I really loved the theme. And funnily enough, we just played an audio escape room at Recon convention, and it was also time loop.
Oh, the Shop of Theseus.
It's still here. Yeah,
yes, I love that game. It was great. Oh shit, maybe I pinched it off Mark Larson. Oh dear. Mark, if you listen to this, I'm sorry. It's a homage,
No,
not a
you
rip-off.
didn't. Wait, they're very different.
Wait. We were one of the first one who played it.
Oh, we were the first.
So
team.
the room wasn't changed much because they ask each players who finished the room to change something in the room.
Because we drew a huge winner on the wall.
Yeah, not on the wall, on the guestbook. We demanded.
On the wall as well, on the aquarium, on the wall, we left them everywhere. But I think they removed it after because it was inappropriate or something.
I don't recall any penises on the wall when we played it, so I think it might have been left on the cutting room floor, unfortunately.
Was there boobs in the guest book? Because we specifically asked for boobs.
I think there might have been boobs in the guest book, yeah. So you kept that in.
Yes. Okay, at least.
Yeah, Mike, so I don't know if I mentioned to you, so during Recon, Mark Larson did a promo game called The Shop of Theseus. That was an audio escape game. Way more sophisticated than stuff that I've done before. So I was like, oh shit, this is. And one of the cool things he did was after each team finished the game, he'd ask them to change one aspect of the game and of the reality that they were in, that then was added in for every other game that came after. And it got crazy.
That's such a beautiful, beautiful idea. I really love it.
Yeah, but we totally abused it.
Just embrace chaos.
What do you want? Dicks and boobs. Boobs and dicks. Do you want to maybe tweak that key or that number combination? Is it a boob or a dick? Then no.
Literally.
No, we did ask them, I think, to tweak one of the puzzles to make it almost impossible to solve. But after
Are you allowed back?
we decided on Dick.
Yeah, listen, I think they later announced that they're not going to be implementing all the changes that all the teams asked for
I
because
wonder
the
why.
game was just like crumbling, I guess.
You walk into the room and it's full of penis.
Yeah, imagine.
You look down and your fingers have also turned to penises. Oh God, you're in penis world.
Is this a trend? Not penises. Is this a trend? The audio escape room thing? Because we did Jamie and I did an amazing one with Errol Elimir last week before. That was fantastic, like just incredible, like top tier, better than anything we've ever made in a bazillion years. Kind of audio escape adventure.
Okay.
And I don't know. I mean, have you done many before?
No, that's literally my second one. Like, first was at Recon, and this is my second audio.
I'm honest.
escape room. Also, random flex. We played that room with Neil Patrick.
Oh yeah,
Harris.
you did.
I'm still
The fuck!
That is epic. He came to Wales recently as well to play the Locksmith stream. I'm like, damn it! If I'd have just paid out the several £100s to play it, I'd be able to be there.
So, Jamie, anything we rocketed through quicker than you expected? Anything we did that was unexpected? Anything we got hung up on, or maybe felt didn't work in the room?
So, the sequence that I planned out was that you would get the components to solve the binary puzzle, but you would pull the drawers out in the correct sequence, which would then trigger the water to fill the dumbwaiter. In my original script, the water triggering the dumbwaiter caused a little bit of water to hit the fire, which would then make the fire leap up and burn the painting. So then you get that, you get the water, then you would decipher the binary and go, oh, it spells out the word watch. Shit, we haven't got a watch because you've burnt the painting. And then you'd have to, once you went through the door to reset the room back to its original state, the painting would be there. You'd then look at the watch. But what you did was you didn't quite get the drawers pulled out in the right order. I think you did it in the reverse way, but you did decipher the binary. So you managed to open up the dumbwaiter before you filled it with water. So it was a very sort of quick scrambling through my script going, the bucket's empty. But you still got there.
But we did get stuck for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we didn't realize that we opened and closed the drawers in the wrong order or something, and we just got stuck there.
I think you pulled out the drawers in like the reverse order so that you pulled out the zeros instead of the ones. But when you translated the binary, you translated it correctly that the ones were the correct letters. So I think that you sort of skipped ahead a little bit, which meant you didn't go back to the drawers to pull them out until later.
Mm-hmm. Yes, but it still worked perfectly.
Still did great.
Though,
yeah,
so.
I realized there's like the importance of semantics as well. In that there was the reset button that reset the temporal anomaly, which let you go through the door without triggering the time loop. And there's also the reset in that the room had been reset to its original state. And I didn't realize until after I'd used both instances of the word reset, like, oh shit, that's probably really confusing now. You've hit the reset button, and then later the room has been reset. Oh yeah, they'll correlate that with that when it actually does the opposite. Hitting the reset button lets you walk through without activating the time loop.
Yeah. Potential episode name: Jamie hits reset on in English and British colonialism.
Nice.
Not enough British colonialism.
Needed more. Okay.
The theme was not explained.
I'm not
Needed to
explaining.
really hammer it home.
She needed more.
What era was this in? Is there any kind of political sub?
Yeah. A rug made of an extinct animal would have been a good start.
No, the ancient Greece, the columns from.
The Elgin marbles. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I think looking back, all the colonialism stuff, because I'm quite a fan of like the steampunk aesthetic and that sort of Victorian look. But it's it's obviously a very terrible time to be anybody who wasn't white, male, and British. But I recently read through the book Babel by R.F. Kwang, and that book is 500 pages of high fantasy and scathing criticism of the British Empire. It's a fantastic book. I will link to it in the show notes. Highly recommended. But I think that's got into my brain now. And whenever I think of Victorian Britain, I go, what a bunch of bastards. The code on the lock in the dumbwaiter, 559, that is the time that's visible on the clock radio before each time loop stops in the film Groundhog. Right before 6 a.m. is when it triggers.
Oh, nice touch.
Nice Easter egg.
All of the locations that you press on the globe, those are all the locations of places where time loops are in films. So Punxsutawney, as weird name as it is, that is where Groundhog Day is set.
That's Groundhog Day. And
I knew I
totally
knew it.
butchered it. Oh my god.
New Orleans is where the film Happy Death Day is set. Tokyo is where the film The Girl Who Leapt Through Time is set. New York is where Russian Doll is set. Palm Springs is where the film Palm Springs is set. And Stevenage is from a YouTube short called No Through Road, which is a horror short about a time loop as well. So they're all.
And what about
Russia was a book which is called The Strange Life of Ivan Orsakin, which I think is meant to be the first written example of a time loop in literature.
Huh.
So there's depth.
Well
There's
done.
depth.
Interesting. Yeah. Very impressive.
Covered, but
Yeah,
colonialism.
the colonialism slightly marred the rest of the proceedings, but there was a few nuggets hidden in amongst there.
Yeah, I like the idea of you slipping in all those Easter eggs for us, Jamie, and us being like, "Oh, Empire,
Savages.
Ballyho, where's my bucket?"
Trying to get John Cleese on, trying to win him over by talking about the good old days. I know we did a brief introduction in the last episode, but as a recap, what is Scarlet Envelope and what kind of games do you do?
Oh, thank you so much for asking. Scarlet Envelope. Oh, God, it's a series of games, and it's always so hard to describe them because right now in the industry, when you hear the escape room monthly subscription, you mostly imagine maybe one story broken into a lot of chapters, or maybe something, murder themed, like every box is some kind of a new murder, something like that, and you investigate. So we are not that. Scarlet Envelope is a series of standalone games that have like an overarching secret society story happening, but mostly it's at the moment it's 10, but in the end it's going to be 13 adventures through time and space, and each new envelope is a new mystery case in a new mysterious universe, and you solve crimes, you stop a galactic war once, you rescue a dragon once, you go to ancient Greece once, and yes, there are some murders because, well, who doesn't like a little bit of true crime? And there is an art heist happening, and there's an initiation to the secret society in the end. So Scarlet Envelope is a lot of things. It's puzzle games that fit into envelopes, and we mail them directly to your mailboxes.
And who would have guessed they're red?
Yeah, they are red.
Yeah, I like that you've got such like massive, widespreading themes as well. That it's going from art heist, murder mystery, saving dragons, space escapes, and there's a little something for everybody, which is quite cool.
That's what we wanted to do when we started the company. We wanted a monthly subscription that is just diverse and chaotic. And we just wanted to do all the things that we personally like and wanted to do. So if I think that medieval times are cool and I want a quirky adventure and I just reread Witcher, so that's the game I'm going to create,
Nice. I love it.
And if we just finished Expanse, all seasons of Expanse, we are starting the third intergalactic war. Like, that just makes sense for us.
Where do you pitch your difficulty? Because I know like the puzzle community has got some frighteningly big brains in it, who can see Jesus in any type of toast, and can decode the thread in your socks or whatever. And we've had Step Locker on before, who is brilliant, and is operating on like a different plane of existence when it comes to like the things that he's able to kind of to dream up. So where do you pitch it in terms of difficulty? Are you looking at kind of your experienced seasoned puzzlers? Are you looking at something a bit more kind of accessible? Yeah, what are you aiming for?
We are definitely at the challenging level of difficulty. I wouldn't say, in my personal opinion, Steps puzzles are just next level, even to ours.
Oh, thank God. I thought you were going to say like...
puzzles. Have you solved Carol's puzzles?
I think you'd be like, Steps puzzles, kindergarten. Puzzle make you bleed out of your eyes.
No. But they are definitely not easy. So it might be quite challenging for someone who's never played anything like this before, but we do offer 2 difficulty levels, which one level is really misleadingly called starter, which is, we need to rename it to regular because it's really just like a less hardcore level or hardcore level. And the hardcore level is like, there's less guidance, more layers to multi-layered puzzles. So if you're a very seasoned, experienced puzzler and you really want to spend like 3 hours playing a single envelope, you don't want to use hints, you want an extra puzzle to unlock hints, even we've got that for you, like we got you. But we also have a more chill regular version of the game, which is the same game, just some puzzles are a little more accessible, I guess, a little more clue posting, and maybe the flow is a little less devious sometimes. But yeah, definitely quite challenging. And also, well, we covered the whole year with the monthly subscription, and you can also get just standalone envelopes, like separately. And some are definitely more difficult than others. Like the first game would be the easiest. And randomly, because we weren't that experienced when we started the company, so maybe we didn't think it through, but like randomly game 3 is pretty challenging, then like game 6 is a nightmare for a new player. But we're trying to balance it out, so like usually, 1 month you can be like, whoa, what was this, and next month it could be a little more chill. We try to keep it interesting, I guess.
How did you get started with doing an at-home escape game company?
It was during the pandemic. We were, I think, one of the first ones in North America, at least, and we were funded on Kickstarter. And without the Kickstarter campaign, we wouldn't be here, because really starting a business like this from scratch, that's, really risky. And it wasn't full-time for us at the time. And obviously we needed some startup investment and stuff like this. So anybody who's listening and who was like OG, a Kickstarter backer, thank you so much. You really helped us change our life, basically. How we started, we always just like tell this really short and really hilarious story that we played one game that we really didn't like. And we were like audacious enough to be like, oh God, like so many things could be done better. Like if we were doing it, we would have done it better. And we just thought, like, why won't we try creating a game? And
not we. It's like
it was mostly me, but Lisa was on board. It's like you on the record. So yeah, I guess that's how we started, and we're still going. And really, if I knew how hard it is actually to run a business in the top industry, to create games for a living, not just for funsies, but actually for a living, to sit your ass down and be like, okay, you got to be creative today. If I knew it, I wouldn't have done it. So I'm really grateful that I didn't know it.
You're really selling it. And can I just say, like, solidarity in the because we went through a period where we were doing a room a week, and that was, and critically, whether we ate or not was not dependent on the quality of those rooms. And boy, howdy, can you tell from how some of those rooms came out? We did some turkeys, but even then, it was like the grind of like, oh, cool, right? It's Tuesday and I'm recording on Wednesday. I've done it. And it's like, okay, I've edited the episode, and oh, cool, it's time to design the next room. And oh, Christ, like, where's all my? Yeah, so yeah. And that was just like, a little kind of sidey projecty podcasty majoggy, and not
just for
actual,
fun,
like full-fledged like print out posted puzzle, like Jesus Christ.
So
we bought a printing machine and everything, a cutter. Like we also produce most of the components of the games ourselves to keep the costs down, because we really want these games to be affordable. And it helps. Well, and obviously that, we are available now. We're doing this full time, so we do have the whole day to do everything, starting from the shipping lists to actually producing the game, packing it, and closing the envelopes, and then sitting down, being creative, or trying to be. So it really is a lot of like operational stuff, processes that we needed to learn. Obviously, there's also marketing and sales and everything, and we need to be on top of this as well. The social media, it is a lot, but I personally really enjoy it, and I really hope that we're going to be able to do this like longer. I really want this industry to thrive, not just to be this like one-time thing. And remember how 10 years ago we were all crazy about home escape rooms? How dumb. No, I actually want this to become a thing, and we're trying to contribute to the industry, trying to connect with players as much as we can, be really involved, listen to feedback, all this jazz.
With the economy basically like choking the life out of physical escape rooms and all the people who work in there, do you see kind of like a direction of travel towards more people? Because I know my wife and I, for example, we've been probably doing more play-at-home escape room games, or those kind of like little puzzle experiences, just as much as anything, because actual like physical escape rooms have gotten so much more expensive recently, and I know there are a lot shutting down at the moment because they're struggling to kind of keep costs, keep operating costs within the realms of sanity.
That's a tragedy. I don't want to live in a world without physical escape rooms. I need them for my sanity.
Yeah.
No, I hope that they're going to be doing just fine. I really hope they're going to be doing just fine. I can't really say, how the economy is influencing them right now. I don't know. I do think that this gives the home experiences opportunity for growth, but I really definitely don't want it to like replace physical escape rooms, because we really can't. We do say that we are escape rooms in envelopes, escape rooms in boxes, but that's really just the language that we use to make it clear for people, especially for the people who are not familiar with this sort of games, with puzzle games. Because if you use wording like puzzle games, people think it's jigsaw puzzles.
Yeah.
If you say mystery boxes, they think it's like a subscription box with a lot of different crap inside. So you got to say something like escape room. At least that's what I think. But it's not a replacement. We just use all kinds of logic problems, visual puzzles, right? Some folding, some cutting, some, I wanted to say setting things on fire, but we can't do that. We're liable for this, unfortunately. Oh, how fun would it be? But yeah, we do have one special effect where you have to put the paper underwater to reveal a message. So at least we can
those
do
are always
that.
good.
Yeah, that's also just like all handmade. And so far, because we're doing so much stuff in-house, we can like afford doing handmade things that games like Exit wouldn't be able to produce, because, well, it's all, mass printed overseas and wouldn't be able, you understand. So yeah, no, I hope that we all, have an opportunity to enjoy both in the future.
Would an Arson escape room be like if you ever did like a final monthly one that you could actually burn down your own house with? Would that be on the cards? Would you consider?
We just burned 2 imaginary cushions. I would also consider a fire. Always.
I mean, you've got the bottle of whiskey there to accelerate the process as well, so everything's already in hand and given to you.
Yeah, and there's like what's that called?
Thermochromatic paint.
Ooh.
Yeah, thermochromatic paint on the wall, So you set it on fire, and the thermochromatic paint just reveals a message like, you're not covered by insurance.
Sorry. Scarlet envelope accepts no liability.
The text gets smaller and smaller as you go down. Stupid small print. So you do everything in-house, you do everything together as the two of you, but you did one of your games you did as a collaboration, is that right?
Yes, our game 8, Dinner with Anonymous, is a collaboration with the wonderful Keith from USB Escape. We were at the time living only 2 hours away from each other.
Just 2 hours.
So we thought, why the hell not? We can see each other on weekends and work in the game. We wanted to create a horror game, and we are not like big on horror, so we definitely needed help with that. And even Keith is like horror expert. He's so good at creepy stuff, and you got to check out this USB Escape if you're into creepy stuff. It's one of the scariest games I've ever played. Our game didn't end up being, like terrifying. It's still sort of on the creepy side, because I guess we balanced them out or something. But that was interesting. And, still, when I say that we are a company of 2, but we have a lot of multimedia components to our games, right? So we do still hire professional voice actors.
Nice.
One game we have actual actors on video. It's a murder investigation where you listen to suspects' interviews, so they actually sit in front of the camera and they act. We gave them scripts, all the jazz. That was really fun. And sometimes we do have some very complicated components that are produced somewhere else, like in a print shop. Like we have a tarot card from game 2. Jamie, I think you played it. I'm not sure. Remember, I can't spoil what happens to it. That's the worst part. Like I want to talk about my business, but I can't talk about the most beautiful and amazing
it's a very satisfying reveal. I remember that particular component. I love it.
It's a complicated business to actually like make it happen. Each component needs attention, needs to be really thought through, but it's a lot of fun. It's also a puzzle in itself. We really enjoy working on it, making it all connect, to make all the pieces click. And Lisa is just looking at me like I'm a crazy woman because she's usually the one making it all click. She's usually the one making sure that all manufacturers are on top of the stock and everything. So she's just looking at me like, yeah, okay, she's playing her lovely puzzle.
Sometimes I don't enjoy it.
Well, sometimes it is not.
So how does the dynamic work when you're making puzzles? Do you both work on the puzzle design, on the narrative, or does one of you tackle that, one of you tackles the production side? How does that work?
First we tackle each other.
Then whoever wins.
I don't want it work. It's a blessing and a nightmare to work with your partner. It's great to be like together all the time and have your own like. It's the same dream that's shared by two and everything, but don't drive each other crazy.
I enjoy every second.
I don't think I've ever seen a pair of eyes roll so far back. Good God.
Oh my God. Okay, to answer your question, I'm the one who comes up with the themes and with the narrative. I do a lot of research. I make a 40 pages long document that I completely ignore. 40 pages. Yes. Wait, but thing is, I understand that most players won't see it or won't appreciate it, but I do it for myself. It's like with your locations on the globe. Like you wanted those Easter eggs.
For me.
It's like me. I created this game about ancient Greece that is called Ashes of Persepolis, and it's all based on real historical facts. People will think that it's just a story that I came up with, but it's actually based on this real woman, Thais of Athens, that is gossiped to be the lover of Alexander the Great, and Persepolis was indeed a Persian city that was set on fire at some point. And the mystery that you unravel is actually like the biggest theory the researchers have at the moment. So you learn while
that's
you
cool.
play. I think that's exciting. Most people maybe will say that it doesn't really matter, but it makes me feel happy to do all this research and base the game on something like that.
I love it. I see.
So yeah,
I see the reoccurrence of the arson theme as well, with the burning of Persepolis. So there's a running of the burning of things. So I see this as we are building up to the setting your house on fire.
Yeah, do we need to edit this out? Are we spoiling like the arc of the series? Do we need to edit this out? We don't want to like spoil
You have to burn all the envelopes at the end of it.
And then buy season 2.
No, don't give people wrong ideas. Then they will sue us for saying that we were supposed to, She's the one who is responsible for most of the puzzles. So if you hate the puzzles, please email Lisa at. No, I'm joking.
If you hate the story,
I've got a puzzle question, actually. And this is for both of you. I guess probably Lisa first, which is puzzle heaven, puzzle hell. Like, is there like a puzzle creator or like a group of puzzle creators who are like, you guys deserve to go to puzzle heaven? Like, what you do is just gorgeous, legendary.
Wait. Let me think about
God, she's gonna embarrass us. Tell me the game. I'll tell you who made it. Because we do play a lot, but she probably doesn't know.
I really love the Mysterious Package Companies, the book thing is
Postmortem series.
That one. I really like that one.
But it barely has
nice.
puzzles, to be honest.
I don't like it for puzzles. I like it for the game.
What do you like for puzzles?
Look, some puzzle pints I like.
Yeah, some puzzle pints. Most puzzle pints.
Some puzzle pints.
Okay.
What's a puzzle pint?
It's an event every second Tuesday of the month.
Yeah,
worldwide. We go to the pub and solve puzzles.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Need to open up a chapter in Wales.
Oh, maybe you have it already. You just gotta look it up. There's so many of them around the globe.
Wales only got electricity like 3 years ago.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. then.
you heard Mike. We've got like 4 bands that people recognise. We're a bit behind.
Yeah, but still burning cats for fuel.
Well, they shut the coal mines, Mike. What are we going to do?
Thatcher. Okay, so that was Puzzle Heaven. Puzzle Hell. Like, if there was a
Do we have
single
to
puzzle...
name the name?
Don't name
No.
it.
This isn't a naming the names of people. This is if there was a puzzle mechanic or puzzle trope that you could send to hell, what would it be?
Well, we've recently had a puzzle pint that I wanted to send to hell, but it was in a genius way. Honestly, I wanted to send it to heaven and then to hell and then back to heaven. Okay.
Okay, what was it?
It was like a long ass poem that you read,
Yeah.
and it gives you like instructions, and you do the
On
instructions.
what to do next.
Yeah, you do the instructions. The answer gives you another
More
instructions.
Ooh.
It was like 8 steps to that damn thing.
No joke. No joke.
And in the end, it just said, the answer is the third word.
And then to make sure that we stopped at some point because the poem is so long and you decipher it like line by
you
line.
count
it takes
every
a long
10th
time.
letter at some point.
And-
Oh, God.
So, and it said what to do, and then it just went, "This is it. Please stop now."
Oh, that's cruel. I love it.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
So
What
yeah,
a mad
some
genius.
puzzles. Some
No,
process
I
puzzles
loved it
are-
and I hated it at the same time. I'm not a fan of like puzzle crosswords that much.
Really?
Because
Fair.
I'm not the native
You mean
in the
cryptic
language,
crosswords.
and I'm not native in the culture, so it's
Yeah.
kind of hard.
Yeah, you mean cryptic crosswords. Yeah, well, that's just a personal preference.
Well,
really, yeah.
he's asking about personal preference.
Well,
So you got the first season of Scarlet Envelope is going to be wrapping up soon. Anything else you got coming up you want to plug?
in September, we crowdfunded another project, which is not a Scarlet Envelope, but it's under Scarlet Envelope umbrella now. It's the set of Christmas cards. And we're actually super excited about it. I enjoyed working on it so much. I did not expect that I'm going to love it that much because really, some Scarlet Envelope games are pretty dark. Like there are crimes, there are murders. And, I read this crime reports and autopsy reports and all the scary stuff. And here I was making hilarious little stories about like a reindeer who is joining Rudolph's team when Rudolph had to go on a holiday, or a little kitty who got kind of crazy just before Christmas and she set the tree on fire and decorated the walls with
Arson! There is a theme.
Scarlet from the Flames.
Okay, I can see that I have a problem now that I wasn't aware of. Nice. +1 into my collection. But yeah, each card is, I think, the most exciting part about it. I mean, obviously, they're packed with puzzles. So it's not just a Christmas card. It's a folded card that has around 6 puzzles in it. And it's actually going to take you at least half an hour, probably 40 minutes to an hour to solve, depending on your puzzling level. They're pretty challenging. So it's not something that you get for your grandma. It's something that you get for
Someone else's grandma.
A smarter grandma.
for yourself, for your friends that are pretty smart, for people that you hate that are dumb, to just like point it out. They're gonna feel really bad when they're gonna realize that they can solve a single puzzle in the card. But I think the most exciting part is that all cards are illustrated by a very, just a wonderful professional artist. And the style is just this lovely, whimsical. She usually works on children books. She also
nice.
loves cats. And one of the cards is about this kitty cat who like gone rogue and crazy. And she made that cat look hilarious. Like it's just like a mischievous little thing that is like stealing turkey from the table, ruining the walls, snacking on tinsel. Yeah, they're just lovely, and it's not something that you just slap in Canva. It's like it looks cool, it looks artful. We actually made sketches, and she made it all come to life, and I was really excited. And the crowdfunding campaign helped us fund the packaging for it. So for Christmas, if you actually want to get it as a present for someone, it's gonna look really neat in
that's
this
cool.
lovely packaging. It's all going to be on our website together with the bundles of our Scarlet envelopes. So we do kind of have pretty perfect ideas for Christmas for you guys. And on Black Friday, they're going to be great promo codes and discounts for all that. You can get a whole series of our games and get one of the Christmas cards for free as a bonus.
Cool. Awesome. Where can we get that promo code? Where can the listeners get that promo code?
Listen, I don't have the name of a promo code right now. It's just gonna be on the website. It's not gonna be something that like you need to know. You're just gonna go on our website and you're gonna see the special offer right there. It's gonna be applied. And there's also gonna be a newsletter that we're gonna send out. If you want to sign up for a newsletter on the website, you can do that, or just find us on social media. We're gonna go pretty crazy with all the promotion around Black Friday and Christmas. We gotta do that. So you're gonna definitely see it on our website, scarletenvelope.com.
Cool. And what date are the cards released?
The cards are already released.
Sick.
It's
Cool.
all done. We're just waiting for the packaging right now, which is gonna happen in time for holidays. So like in time for Black Friday and the holiday sales, it's all gonna be there already.
Sweet. And we'll put links to where you can find those cards in the show notes as well, so you can get them in time for Christmas.
Yeah.
I'm absolutely ordering a set of those. These
hell yeah. Just for me. I don't care. I'm not going to...
No, Jamie, you don't get one.
I'm going to buy
You're
one
too
for
clever
me.
already.
Before we do a quick fire round of recommendations, where can people find you online?
You can find us on pretty much any social media that you enjoy. Mostly, we're the most active on Instagram. You can also find us on TikTok, on Facebook, on Twitter, or what that is called now, X. God forbid if you call it X. You can call it X. It's at scarlet.env. And the website is scarletenvelope.com or scarletenvelope.ca. It's the same thing.
Superb. Before we wrap up, then we're going to do a quick fire round. Just to give our listeners a recommendation to either a podcast or a book, a movie, a TV show, a place you visited, something you'd want people to check out.
Catfish and the Bottlemen. Great band, great Welsh band. They had a couple of absolutely smashing albums, one of which was The Balcony, which is really, really worth your time. Give it a listen. It's got some absolute belters on it. It's such a good album. They've split up subsequently, which is really sad. But that's what people do, isn't it? They go to Wales and then they dissolve into the hills.
That's how they do it.
Yeah, they're worth listening to. They're a cracking band.
It's very poetic.
Superb.
I just thought of something. The Devil's Plan reality show on Netflix, the Korean reality show where people solve puzzles each episode. Or it's not just puzzles, it's also sort of like kind of board games, I guess, but it's all strategy, really. It's all based on strategy and on intellectual games, and it's really good. And the production is so good. They really brought something very interesting to the to Netflix, to the mainstream TV. I was so excited to see a reality show that is not just about hot people on an island trying to make out, but actually about something smart.
That sounds really cool.
I would pay to see smart people on an island trying to make out. That'd be a show I'd want to watch.
Solve puzzles, then kiss.
The Lego expert and the Star Trek nerd, going at it hammering tongs.
Yes, there's also a great band from Canada. It's called Nickelback.
Oh, these newfangled bands.
No, never go to Nickelback. It's okay. What I would recommend. We've seen a great show recently as well. It's about this policeman person who marries a ghost of a boy, and they solve crimes together.
Wait, that was
what? Wait, what's that called?
It's a movie. I'm sorry, it's a movie.
That was a movie that's also on Netflix, and I think it's
Marry My Dead Body or something.
I think so. Oh my god, that was a trip though. Like,
wow.
if you're ready for a trip, then go for it.
The trip is the cat dog or kitties.
Okay, stop. Stop. Just
That sounds unbelievably weird. I'm looking at the screenshots now.
Oh, it's great.
it's Taiwanese.
Yes.
So very
cool.
interesting. Broaden your horizons. Watch a gay movie.
It's not gay.
Taiwanese artists. It's kind of gay. It's kind of gay. Okay, watch it and tell us if you thought that it was gay.
It's a degree of gay, but not gay enough for some folks.
We'll put up a poll on Twitter.
How gay is this gay enough?
Can I recommend a puzzle game? Really?
Please do.
I've recently played for 2 days in one puzzle game, and she hated that I didn't pay a single drop of attention to Anna. Yes. It's called Chants of Sennaar. It's an amazing game on Nintendo. That's where I played. It's the game where you learn the language.
Oh, amazing.
Like, you don't know the language and you gotta just figure it out.
Yeah, it's amazing.
And from me, I recommend the book Babel by R.F. Kwang. Fantastic if you like fantasy books, if you like scathing criticisms of the British Empire, it is a fantastic book. If you're in the UK, it's all over Waterstones right now. It's very easy to get to. Very highly recommended. And the barman has rung the bugger off bell, so it's time for us to finish our drinks and saunter off into the night before we get kicked out into the street. Thanks very much for listening. We will see you next time, where we're escaping from an ominous cloud of airy soup with a beacon and a weird siren. Good luck, John. That's your episode next time.
It's John's room. We won't escape.
We love you lots, and we'll see you next week on the Infinite Escape Room. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
And as the pub closes, we saunter into the night, listening to Nickelback singing How You Remind Me at the top of our lungs, hitting most of the notes, with some sort. I suppose we can get poutine now, because we have Canadian guests. We'll have
I'm
poutine.
so jealous that you live near poutine.
We'll have drunken poutine.
You look so
It's
unimpressed by the
overrated.
concept of
It's
poutine.
overrated.
Really?
Oh, no.
It's chips and gravy. I mean,
That's a staple in Wales. I spent my
Sorry.
first 5 years, I was weaned on chips and gravy.